Unemployment is one of the world's worst nightmares. A 2021 Statista report indicates that the number of unemployed people around the world has increased to a record high of 220.5 million. South Africa, Africa's second largest economy, holds the unenviable record of having the world's highest unemployment figures. At 34.4%, comparatively, it's so bad many people have stopped looking for jobs. Similarly, Namibia follows with 33.4%, and Nigeria, Africa's biggest economy, posts the contradiction of having the third worst unemployment rate at 33.3% of the continental data. Bosnia and Herzegovina is next with 33.4%, while Angola is the fifth with 31% unemployment rate. However, while the global unemployment burden remains a huge challenge, some regions of the world face the additional and perhaps bigger question of whether job seekers are employable in the first place. The seriousness of this additional burden is manifest in the situation where a good number of job seekers do not have industry-ready skills. This is an increasingly worrisome factor in a knowledge-based and skill-specific work environment of a globalized world. For instance, experts in Nigeria point to the apparent mismatch or gaps between the demands of an emerging economy and the entry-level capacity of those seeking employment. Nigeria's 308 degree awarding institution, comprising of 134 polytechnic and 174 universities, have a combined annual enrollment of over 2 million. These institutions produce about 600,000 graduates yearly, who industry watchers say move in and swell up an already saturated labor market with little or next to no industry-ready competence. The result is that while jobs may be available, employers are reluctant to engage individuals who are lacking in capacity to apply themselves and take on the tasks required upon entry into the workspace. Labor experts insist further that the skill necessary to go into a functional work life with minimal disruption are largely absent, owing to gaps in study curriculum which often do not sufficiently capture the ever-changing labor requirements. To this extent, there is a direct correlation between the educational system, human resource needs of industry, and the employment challenge. Equally, studies have pointed to the fact that poor management of the economy, inappropriate policy, mix and misuse of national resources create crippling economic conditions that hamper measures to drive up employment and create wealth. In the same breath, wrong approaches to employment creation and poor investment climates create gaps against sustainable growth and thus shrink job opportunities. Then again, poor infrastructure impedes business growth and further exacerbates the unemployment burden. In such situations, and despite massive and largely untapped resources in various sectors, the absence of hands-on technical industry-specific skills leave yearning gaps. The consequence for a country like Nigeria, the impact of vast human capital and robust material resources endowment remain marginal. There are simply not enough mechanisms to develop a pool of qualified job-specific skill to take advantage of opportunities offered by, say, its assorted agro-allied resources or the over 40 industry-grade solid minerals that abound in commercial quantities. Put aptly, the nature and scope of the job deficit in Nigeria is worsened by what experts term unemployability of job seekers. Quite a great deal of entry-level jobs applicants are considered to bear a barrage of problems for the working setting. Employers are understandably cautious over the limited capacity of jobbers to fuse into immediate work demands. There is also the critical question of increased operational costs incurred to give hands on the job training fitted to specific work requirements when the new entrants do not possess industry-ready skill sets. Concerns over likely damages to facilities and disruption to processes and workflow procedures are also disincentives that make job applicants unemployable. The key consideration in today's job market is to get workers who possess necessary skill sets that are industry ready. This underscores the importance of rethinking and retooling school curricula to make them functional in an increasingly knowledge-driven and skill-specific work environment of a globalized economy. Government roles here is critical towards creating employable individuals not only multi-skilled to multitask, but also able to create and add value when opportunities present themselves. Rather than being self-satisfied or worse still, despondent, the current unemployment crisis is in itself an opportunity for reskilling and making good use of available resources. The employability of job seekers is indeed a vital factor to mitigate present unemployment burden. This requires conscious action. Create and build a pool of employees are functional, productive, and efficient in a way that reduces the job deficit and drives national growth and development.